Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of 乔伊师傅 2.0, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of basketball in Malaysia and around Asia. I'm your host Jordan, and today we have a very exciting episode lined up for you. We are joined by none other than Jackie Fung. Jackie is the visionary founder of the Asian tournament. Oh, by the way, Jackie is a baller. He got game, man. I played with him during the ABL KL circuit last year. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the Asian tournament and Dwight Howard and many, many more. Let's get started. Hey Jackie, welcome you to the show. Very appreciate you can spare your time and come on to the show. So because a lot of people still don't know yet about you because you're mostly the man behind the scene, you know. So why don't you just tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jordan, for having me in for the podcast today. It's actually funny. This is the first time, first time I'm doing a podcast for my basketball business. Because I do lots of YouTube videos, probably over thousands of YouTube videos and podcasts or whatnot. This is the first time I'm not speaking about finance. So I co-founded or started a YouTube channel with one of my partners a long time ago, like 10 years ago. And our main thing was talking about stocks, how to invest, things like that. So that's my bread and butter. But I love basketball. Basketball is my number one passion. I still play basketball. I played with you, Jordan, last time I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, during the intro, just now I recorded an intro. I told the fans that you got game, man.
Thank you. I still play. I played in a big basketball tournament this weekend in Toronto, in Florida, in America, and I was playing against like 20-year-old kids, and I'm 37, so I'm trying to stay in shape as much as I can. I love the game. I try to play as much as I possible. Play with my kids later on, hopefully, but that's my plan. But sorry for getting off track. Yeah, so basketball is my passion. Now I'm trying to change this passion into a business venture. I've been doing it for many years, couple of years now. It's good that it has its high and lows because of COVID, because of it's a very tough business, to be honest with you. But now we're here. We started something called the Asian tournament. This is our second year of this tournament or league. It's a little bit different from what we're used to. So I'll explain that a little bit. So yeah, so basically, yeah, I'm trying to build from this Asian. So I see a huge opportunity actually in the Asian basketball community because I grew up in Canada, Toronto Raptors fans. I grew up watching the NBA. I've been in Asia for 15 years, and now I'm back in Canada. But I see actually the growth in Asian basketball is actually even higher in growth in North America. Obviously, the NBA is completely different. Well, but the growth in Asian basketball the past 5-6 years is crazy, actually. In Japan, Taiwan, Philippines is always big. So I think there's something that we could bridge in all those different countries, and that's why we started the Asian tournament 2 years ago.
And you know, the Asian tournament it started this year, just started this year, right? And it's already making waves. So in this region because you got Macau Black Bear signing the son of D Wade, and then suddenly Dwight Howard being signed with the Mustangs and being part owners of the league. So
Correct.
Well, it's kind of making a big wave right now because some fans they don't know much about this TAT. And can you share your vision and inspiration behind founding this tournament?
Yeah, so the story behind TAT is it's the second year we're doing it, but the first year we did it is more of like an amateur tournament. So last year we invited 6 teams to play. Cap Black Bear, Hong Kong Eastern. There's a Korean team we brought out to play. They play semi-pro ball in Korea. 2 local Hong Kong teams, and the University of Macau teams. So we did 2 stops last year, Hong Kong and Macau. So very, very quick stop. Actually, last year on Macau, Blackbird signed Nick Young to play in the last finale, but there was some hiccups in terms of there was the problem with one of the teams, the Korean team, actually, the visa situation. But yeah, let's not get into that. So, but officially, this is our first professional basketball year. And we finished right now 2 stops, and we're about to do 4 more stops coming up. So we're going to head to the Philippines again. We're going to play in China again, Taiwan, Taipei, which we're super excited about. Dwight Howard's going to make his comeback in Taiwan. And then we're going to end off the whole stop with Philippines, as the last stop in the finale with Zamboanga, which is one of the teams that's participating in this tournament. So, yeah, so we're definitely very excited for what we're trying to do. But in terms of the vision, inspiration, like you mentioned, like I mentioned earlier just now, it's mostly through the passion of basketball and competition. I feel like, as I'm getting older in the basketball world, it's harder for me to move, to jump like I used to, but I'm getting a little bit more experience in the business world. So I'm trying to link the 2 things together and try to be competitive on the business side. So try to run the Asian tournament. I'm hoping, my vision is that the Asian tournament is going to be one of or hopefully the biggest league in Asia later on. And like you mentioned, Jordan, with adding Dwight Howard on our partners as a partner, as a co-owner of the league, that is going to help us tremendously, because of his network, he's going to bring in guys from the NBA. His marketability, everybody likes, I used to watch Dwight Howard play when I was a kid, right? So yeah, we're very excited of what's to come. Although it's the first year, I think we're already talking about what we're going to plan out for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th tier already. So everybody, please stay tuned. Come support our tournament. We're hoping for big things in the future.
I heard, because I think a few months, last month or something, I heard there's going to be a stop in KL, but now no more?
Yeah, so actually the 2nd stop was supposed to be in KL. Long story short, I don't want to go into too much details. One of the committed parties did not come through, and the venue also had some difficulties in terms of hosting it. So we had to change it to the last stop, which is in Pasig in the Philippines. So, but I'm very, very confident, Jordan. I'll tell you, in the very near future, we will be coming to KL. We have played at KL previously. Your teams are strong. We've seen the Matrix. I think that's one of the better teams right in Malaysia. So hopefully in the near future, we will be coming to KL or another city in Malaysia. For sure.
I mean, if Zahil and Dwight Howard, if they're coming, I think for sure it's gonna be big. Like the fans will come, definitely.
Yeah. No, there might be more than Zaire.
Okay. But for Dwight Howard, we're gonna talk about this later. But this is the next question I want to ask: what sets the Asian tournament apart from the other leagues around Asia, especially the international, inter-countries kind of tournament?
Yeah, so we understand, obviously, ABL before for many years. That's one of the league that's pretty much been running this inter-country league type of style for many years, as well as the EASL. And then there's a new league with, sorry, I forgot his name. Jordan, you would know. I see you talk about that. But what was the name of that league? Sorry, the new one. I forgot. Sorry.
You mean the Basketball Champions League?
Yeah. Basketball Champions League. So, yeah, we understand there's different leagues going on in terms of inter-country, as well as within domestic, the P League in Taiwan, PBA in the Philippines, and then Japan, obviously. Me personally, I think Japan is the best league in Asia right now. Personally,
Definitely. I do agree. I do agree with you.
Yeah. And they also won a lot of champions. And I respect the heck out of the Japanese basketball team. Just watching them play in the FIBA tournament last year just inspired me to play more basketball. Yeah, so anyway, so the point is there's some obviously it's like there's many leagues and stuff, but I feel like hopefully through our network that we've been building for many years, running many events in Asia. So actually, before we did TAT, I also hosted many basketball events in Hong Kong. So I did this thing called the Dunk Call, which we invited Sean Marion to play for the team. And then we actually did, so we were helping EPL do a lot of marketing, operation stuff for Macau Black Bear and for Hong Kong Easter. So I've been in the industry for quite a long time now. So I understand in and out. So I see lots and lots of opportunities in many regions. Like I mentioned, Philippines is huge. Taiwan, P-League, T1, SBL, even such a small place has 3 leagues, right? So there is a huge demand for basketball in Asia. Now we just want to put it all together in a form where we think it's different from other leagues. So just to quickly tell you and your followers, subscribers, actually. So a little bit of different is, if you guys watch our first 2 legs, you realize the big difference is the rules in our league is very different from the rules in any leagues you'll find in Asia. So we're allowed 3 import players and 3 Asian import players per team, but yet you're only allowed to play 4 of them, and what that meaning 1 local player has to be on the court. And all that. The reason we did this is because we want the level of basketball to be as high as possible. Although it might give up some of the local presence, but we coming from Canada, Toronto, we believe it shouldn't be based on nationality, right? It should be how high of a level you can play to dictate who gets to play. Because the Asian tournament isn't owned by any certain region. We're an Asian community or Asian tournament, Asian league, right? So we believe Asian import, the 3 of them plus 3 import player on every team, we can compete against any level of basketball in Asia. So that's actually one thing that me and my team really wanted to change is the way the rules are. So we want the highest product, the best product out there. And if you guys watch our game so far, you can tell some of our players as Asian import or even our import, like some of the import players, or even the local players, they're very, very competitive in playing in different levels of basketball in Asia. So that's good. That's actually a pretty big thing for our league right now.
Yeah, actually, I'm quite surprised at where did you guys find all those heritage players, like the American, Asian players. Wow.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I can mention that a little bit. So actually, there's tons of Asian, like you said, heritage eligible players in North America. There's especially right now, if you guys watch NCAA or even in the G League, there's so many mixed Asian guys or even full Asian. There's a kid coming in from the Xavier Lee. I think that's his name. He might make it NBA. There's tons of talent that don't. I'm living in Canada right now. I just played in a tournament in America. They don't even know what's happening in Asia. No, they don't know there's opportunities that they can actually play pro in Asia because they only watch NBA, right? So our thinking is, we definitely, because a lot of these quote college players in America or Canada, let me tell you, they're better than a lot of the pro guys I've seen in Asia. So yeah, stay tuned and trust me, there's gonna be a lot more Asian heritage talent that you guys are gonna be very, very surprised. So Jordan, trust me, in the next couple months, you guys will see very, very high level basketball.
Jackie, please help you use your connection and help find if there's any Canadian, Malaysian or American Malaysian players. I have been looking for that for so long, right? But I couldn't find too many of them.
Yeah, Malaysian, to be very honest, I'm not super familiar, but a lot of Chinese American, Chinese Canadian, Filipinos, definitely Filipinos, and even like Thai. So many players out there, trust me, like they're very high level, and they don't know that they can actually make a career. So I actually just brought one of my friends. He's playing basketball with me in Toronto, and then I told him about TAT, and then one team just signed it. Like, he's like, okay, this guy can play. So that's all it takes, right? So, and then he has an opportunity to play, and then who knows what's he gonna be in the future, right? But that's what I was telling him, without this TAT opportunity, he's probably just gonna go in to be a physiotherapist, which is a great job, right? But he could become a physiotherapist when he retires from his 15-year basketball career, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's tons of Asian talent out in Canada, America, or throughout the world, Australia, that could use our platform to showcase their talent for sure. Yeah. Malaysia, I'll try our best.
In a way, it's a whole new platform for players from around the world. Like, if they want to explore, like try out to be a professional basketball player, that is a whole new platform for them.
Exactly, yeah. You guys can look up Jennings Lim from Macau Black Bear. Cassius is from Toronto also. He's killing it right now for the Pirates team in our league. So these are guys from Canada, and they're averaging 20-plus points a game. Well, some of them, not all of them, but still, they're playing really well. So, yes, there's tons of these guys in that gonna be playing a huge role for these teams. So we're very excited, and that makes the local level they have to keep it to a certain level. They want playing time too. So that's why that's why we made the rule as it is. We also honestly understand there's criticism from many fans saying, "Oh, Asian league," but there's no Asian. But like I said, well, it's not completely not Asian, but we want to give more opportunities to everyone that I think deserves a chance to play.
And after all, basketball is, especially the professional basketball, is an entertainment, right? So you need to,
exactly.
You say just now, it's a product. You need to make this product as good as possible.
Exactly, yeah, and you hit it right on the point. So there's guys like dunking from like free throw line in Toronto that's half Asian, but he would be a showman in the Asian professional league, but he doesn't have a chance to showcase, right? Because he's not a local player, right? So I think that's a missed opportunity, and that's something I think we can fulfill, and maybe even other leagues could follow the suit, which is fine because I think there's enough talent to go for a lot of talent pool, especially nowadays. You guys can look it up. There's many Instagram pages, many YouTube channels talks about how good some Asian guys are out there right now playing.
And this question is, how do you see the Asian tournament influencing the basketball landscape in this region, especially in Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong, and Philippines?
Yeah, no, so we're hoping for obviously just changing as much as possible in terms of the basketball culture in some of the Asian countries, because the way we play in the TAT it's quite different from what everybody's used to seeing in Hong Kong. Because I lived in Hong Kong for 10 years, lived in Taiwan for 5 years, grew up in Canada. So I see there's a huge gap in the way basketball is played. So I'm hoping I can bridge the American style or North American style basketball into Asian culture kind of thing. As well as, at the end of the day, we're not looking to quote-unquote take over Macau, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Philippines. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to provide another platform for teams in Taiwan, teams in Philippines to have a chance to compete against each other in this tournament-style basketball league. So it's different because in a league, right? Let's say you're playing that league game on the 10th game. The only difference to your team is a win or loss in the column, right? But in our tournament, the 10th game could be the finals of the second leg, right? And there's stakes that's on the line, right? So if you guys watch the second leg, the finale is so intense. There's packed gym. Everybody is into it. Even the mayors in the Philippines joined the game. Are very into the game. You guys can watch our YouTube video, the Mustang versus the Pumas game. But in the record book, that's just a regular season game because it's just a league game. But in that particular stop, that's the final game to win the champion of the second leg. So that adds more interest in, I think, personally, to our product. So it makes it more interesting. So down the road, we're going to add more different creative ideas, things we're going to try to think out of the box, out of the original framework of basketball. Maybe we'll even add a 4.9 or something like that, maybe later down the road. But yeah, we're going to be creative and try to make it as fun as possible for our fans and for everybody involved.
Okay. So as a new league just started out, and with all these inter-countries, you have to fly here, fly there. So how do you overcome this kind of like obstacles and difficulties?
Oh man, yeah. I actually just finished a call with all my guys on our team. So we honestly, we're a startup. We just started like I said, a year, 2 years ago. Everybody is doing 4 or 5 different roles, right? There's no marketing head with 5 staff, no operation team with 20 staff. We don't have that. We're just trying our best to accommodate as much as possible. And like you said, working with different countries, to be honest, is a very, very big obstacle. Like, even though we're all Asian teams, every country has their own tendency, right? That's very normal, right? Some teams want to do A, some teams want to do B. And so we're trying our best to work out a system, especially in our first year running as a professional league, to make it accommodate as possible, at the same time be a very good product for our fans. So that's a huge hurdle we're facing right now. I'm hoping down the road, once we get more sponsorship, once we be able to generate more revenue, then we'll be able to do things in a more legitimate way, in a sense where we can hire more staff, get more marketing money, and all that type of stuff. But yeah, that's actually, to be honest, Jordan, that's huge problem I'm facing right now, and we're just putting as much time and effort in as possible. But yeah, we try our best. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And now this is the exciting part. Dwight Howard, right? We're gonna talk about Dwight Howard. So actually, how did the partnership with Dwight Howard come about, and what's the process of bringing him on board?
Yeah, so okay, there's two things with this Dwight Howard involvement. So number one, I always wanted to partner up with somebody from the NBA, just because I believe having that person, the face of that somebody recognized, nobody gonna recognize me in the basketball world. I'm no NBA player, right? But I believe we need to find the right person to hold this position, right? Because marketing is important. Asian exposure is also something that's very important, because he might be big in America, but nobody might know him in Asia, right? So lived in Asia for so many years, I understand that not all NBA guys are likable in Asia, and vice versa. Some are not likable in North America, not likable as in like not popular, and some are popular in Asia. So the number one person we always wanted to partner up with was Dwight Howard, right? Because he played in Taiwan before. He played for the Philippines team before. You guys can Google it, and you guys can watch all the games that he played in. Thousands of seats sold. Fans around the world, especially in Asia, loves him, and he genuinely loves playing in Asia. Love being in Taiwan, right? So I was in Taiwan at that time. Through many connections, we were able to reach out to Dwight's people. And funny thing is, actually, so we were in the midst of talking to Dwight's representative. But I was playing basketball one day, with just pickup basketball with like a bunch of guys I play with in Taiwan. And I was talking to one of the guys that's playing. Actually, I'm gonna send this video to him so he knows what I don't want to use his name. But he was actually the guy that became really good friends with Dwight Howard when he was playing in Taiwan. So I was just telling him we're looking for Dwight, and he's like, "Oh my god! Like I actually have his contact. We're friends." And then one thing led to another, and then we just directly had a chat with Dwight. And then he's like, "Oh wow, this is a good idea. It matches everything he wants to do." And then now we're here, and now we're very excited for June, July, and August. There's going to be huge things coming with Dwight as one of our owner of the league, as well as he's going to play it for the Mustangs. So I'm not going to spoil it yet, but we have very big plans for the next couple of weeks or months, 2 months. So please stay tuned. There's going to be very exciting news. So keep updated with our Instagram, YouTube, and all the other social media platforms.
Yeah, I mean, with his popularity in Taiwan and in Philippines, I think it's a big help for the league, for the tournament, and for the team itself as well, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. Having a guy, NBA legend, in my opinion, top 75 player of all time in the NBA. Many people's opinion, actually. He was 4-time or 3-time defensive player of the year in the NBA. He is a no-brainer. He's a legend. So yeah, no, like it'll be huge just to have him, his presence, and he just loves the game of basketball. So yeah, I think it's a perfect fit for what we're trying to do. And like I said, watch his videos. He wants to bring guys over to play from NBA to Asia. You guys all watch this, so we'll see. Who knows who's gonna come next, right? So let's stay tuned.
Yeah, you know, but he usually, I mean, he's often like asked questions about from the fans like, where should I play next, right? And then a lot of Malaysian fans will drop in comment and say Malaysia, and even some basketball fans from Malaysia, they DM me and ask if Dwight Howard will play in Malaysia. So I guess if he comes to Malaysia, then I think there will be a lot of crowd coming to see him, I think.
I think Malaysia, for sure, yeah, definitely, like you said, basketball, from what I hear, basketball is definitely growing in Malaysia. Yeah, and basically, to be honest, every country that you can think of in Asia, that's, yeah, like fan base, everyone's already asking that, is Dwight gonna come? Is Dwight gonna come? So, like I said, we have big plans. We're working with Dwight and his people. We're our team. We're trying to see what's the best way to do what's best for the league, what's best for him, what's best for everybody, the fans. So, yeah, we're working hard to see what we can do in the future. Malaysia, I'll tell you for sure that it's in the plan. This is only season 1, right? So we're definitely in the plan of hopefully having a Malaysia stop in the near future for sure.
Yeah, talking about the plan, right? So are there any, you mentioned just now, like, there should be a plan to expand the Asian tournaments, like to include teams from other countries as well, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So right now we have 6 core. Oh, so one more thing about our tournament styles is very different is, so every stop we have 6 core teams that's going to play all the games. Those are the 6 core teams that's going to play in the final tournament and then determine the ultimate year 1 or season 1 champion, right? But every leg you can see, or all the fans can see, we invited different levels of teams to play as so-called invitation teams. So that in the first leg, we invited one of the best China basketball university team, Ningbo University. They have one of the projected number 1 pick in the CBA next year to play. And you can see he played against our guys in TAT, right? And they were very good, but they were, I think they finished 7th or 6th in that first stop. So, yeah, so the level of competition, like I said, is very high. So it's very different. So it's not just the 6 teams that play every stop. You can see, who knows who's going to be in an invitation team in the near future, right? So that's definitely what we're trying to expand in terms of something different, right? Like we're trying to do like not necessarily what everybody has done already. We're trying to do something creative, like I mentioned. But in the future, yeah, definitely. Like I mentioned, we try to go to different. There's huge basketball markets in Asia all over. Like I went to 10 cities right before I came back to Canada. I went to Indonesia. I went to Bali. I went to Japan many times. Japan, like I mentioned, I won't spill it yet, but there have been inquiries from Japan, quite a lot of inquiries to join the Asian tournament. So that's definitely something in the work. And like you said, Jordan, we were supposed to have a KL stop. Hopefully in the near future, we're going to be able to do that. And then Taipei, right now we're in the plan. I think we're doing it in July. And then there's also other cities like I think you went to Cambodia to join one of the tournaments, right? So from what I heard, Cambodia is is it Cambodia? No, not Cambodia. Sorry. Sorry, Jordan, what was it you went to?
Mongolia.
Sorry, Mongolia, yeah. Mongolia is actually a huge basketball market, right? So those are all cities we had discussions before, and we're going to keep working on it and build. And Hong Kong, which is where I was born, Hong Kong is definitely something we're looking to host one very near future, and Macau as well. So tons and tons of opportunities in the future. And in the long term, I dream big. So I don't know if it's going to work, but I foresee TAT to potentially be like NBA of Asia, but in a definitely much smaller scale. So maybe there will be 4 NBA players to play on one team, right? In one of our leagues. So in one of our stops, sorry. So we have big plans. So hopefully it pans out. We'll put in as much effort as we can and all the resources that we have right now into this TAT expansion.
And just now you mentioned about resources, sponsorships, and revenue stream, right? So what are the key business strategies you use, like when you invest in this the Asian tournaments, and then how do you like plan to make income from this business, like basketball business?
Yeah, and I'll be very, very straightforward with you. I have said this in my YouTube channel before. I'm sure some of your followers have seen me talk about stocks and stuff in my other channel, but in Chinese. But anyway, so I run many businesses, some food and beverage, some retail business, some hotel business. So I'm going to be very straight honest with you. Basketball is by far the hardest business to run. Because it's not very mature in the Asian world, right? Where NBA is obviously the biggest. They're about to sign a huge TV deal. We don't have anything like that, right? If you look at many of the teams in Asia, the basketball teams, most of them are operating at a loss, right? So basically, there's 2 ways in basic business world. There's 2 ways to fund any type of business. One is through loans, so you borrow money. One is through investment, right? So it's very, very difficult to run any type of business that's at a loss, right? And running a basketball league, it's a little bit better because we do have more revenue potential in our league because we run the whole league, right? So it's not just a certain team. We could get sponsorship from different areas in Asia. But in the beginning, just like any business, we have to struggle. Obviously, our goal is to break even as soon as possible. But like I said, it's easier said than done. But to be added, like for first year, we have attained our goal in terms of revenue. So I'm very pleased with that. But we're still a very long way to making this a very, very successful business. But I think with hard work, with dedication, with our network, I think, I see very big potential. And as one of the ventures I've been doing, this is something that honestly I spend the most time in. It might be the least ROI, but to me personally, it gives me the most ROI in terms of return, not necessarily money-wise, but passion and reward in what I like to do. So I think it's just me personally, but I'm very optimistic on this. Although it's very difficult, but I'm very optimistic about our future right now. and especially with Dwight on board as well.
Yeah, because a lot of fans, especially some Malaysian fans, they will ask, oh wow, like some teams they are throwing big monies, like signing Dwight Howard or signing the son of D-Way, and where did the money coming from? And they would ask, they just hope like it's not like throwing money and then that's it. There's no return or it's not sustainable,
Yeah, so Asian basketball, I've seen it for 10, 15 years. I've seen many teams come and go. It's not very easy to maintain. The salary is very high. Revenue might not balance out as everyone hoped. But I do see a market in basketball in Asia, whereas you see ticketing fans in many different leagues. Like I mentioned, Japan, Taiwan, you see packed gyms, you see big sponsorship from big brands. So I think that it is very difficult to start off, but once you get the fans' engagement, then like we know we're in 2024, right? It's all about social media. It's about how much data you can collect. It's about your exposure to who you can impact in the followers, right? So I think those are all things that that could help drive the business side of basketball in Asia going in the future. But like I said, it's not about something easy, but also like think about it. These guys, these names you mentioned, they all add value to every team, right? Dwight Howard, he sells tickets, he gets sponsorship, he brings in sponsorship, he brings in recognition, right? So these are all it may not translate to monetary outcome in the beginning or right away, but ultimately these are all potential revenue stream that teams or even like our league can hit in the future. So like I mentioned, that's why we're very optimistic long-term wise that we will be able to do a sustainable business definitely in the near future for sure.
Actually, I see the growth, because from the first league in China and then in Pasay City, it seems like the league is getting more and more sponsorship, especially from in Philippines, right? And then after you Mustang signed Dwight Howard, and then now the cable TV 未来电视, right? They're gonna broadcast the games. So in a way that I see the growth.
No, first off, we kind of want to just test out the water, see what's good, what's bad, how to change it up, because it's our first time doing it. So to be honest, we really want to start off a little bit slow, but at the same time have a good product out there first. So hopefully everybody enjoys our streaming, our broadcaster, everything. We brought it in the first stop. Second stop, like you said, once we did the first stop, there's more opportunities coming in, and thanks to all our staff and all the people that's been helping us run this league, we're able to grow it from one stop to the other. And now we still have 4 more stops now with Dwight Howard coming in. And I'll give some guys like a small heads up. We are going to have more very interesting news upcoming. Okay, so we're gonna have a lot of different things happening in the next 4 stops. So we're expecting by the end of the tournament, the finale, it's gonna look completely different from the first stop, and that's only season 1. So we're already planning for season 2, thinking about what we can do, how we can improve. And if anybody has suggestions, please feel free, leave a comment. So I'm used to this. Subscribe, leave a comment, like our page. Definitely please give us as much feedback as possible. We're gonna work hard into making this product, this league, as entertaining as we can.
And at the beginning, you talk about business and investment, right? So what advice would you give to like young aspiring entrepreneurs looking to enter sports industry or invest in sports or basketball or league? What advice could you give?
Okay, so I graduated in 2008, 2009. So it's been almost 20 years. Oh no, like 16 years since I finished school. And I've been in this business for 5, 6, 7 years now. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Very, very difficult to enter. I suggest if you want to enter as an investor, as a entrepreneur, make sure you understand the in and outs of this industry. It's not like every other industry, like the food and beverage, or it's not like the retail market. It's not like hotel business. It's not like any other business, because it's not as in terms of, it's not normalized in, like, let's say level. We know we sell a certain product for a certain price. The margin is certain. It's very different, because running it from one country to another Asian country could be completely different, right? So my advice is, I'll be honest with you, know the in and outs first. That's what I did. I did my research. I know the in and outs first. Then you start building one step at a time. Whereas if you do other types of business in other industry, you never know, right? Like the billionaires, like Mark Zuckerberg and stuff, they create a platform, boom, right? They're a billionaire. I think in the sports industry or basketball industry, it's not, you got to build it step by step. It's not a thing where it's like, where you have to build your connection, you have to build all your network, like I said, sponsorship, all the teams, you have to get to know all that, and then you put a product together. So like, that's why I mentioned, I've been learning, understanding it from outside, and then now we're starting this product or this league. So yeah, no, like, to be very, very frank, if you want to enter, please do all your homework, or else it's a very, very risky business.
Okay. So it has been a very insightful conversation with you, Jackie. So just now we talked about your vision. We talked about Howard as well. We talked about your future plan for the Asian tournament. So is there anything else you would like to add before we end the conversation?
I think we basically cover everything that I can say right now. There's many things I don't want to spill yet. But like I said, please, everybody, please support TAT, especially Malaysian fans. Just trust me, we'll be there soon. We'll be here soon. Yeah, like even just a like on YouTube, just share it with your friends. Support Asian basketball. There's so much room to grow. Like I said, a lot of, even just maybe just you tagging your friend could somehow lead to a potential player that could play in their league one day, right? So yeah, like the power of social media now, the power of it's the AI world now, so it's even crazier. But yeah, like we're trying to connect everybody as fast as we can. So please just support us. Obviously, Jordan, you have been super supportive of us for many years now, I know. So we're very thankful of you guys. But yeah, tons of amazing things to come. So please stay tuned.
All right. Thank you, Jackie, for your time. Very enjoy this conversation with you, because it give us some insight. So hopefully I can see TAT here in Malaysia, or maybe one day I could go outside and cover one of the stops in TAT, hopefully.
No, for sure. No, for sure. We'll definitely get you to come to our I'm thinking about the finale. So that's the final stop up, which definitely one of the songs. We definitely
okay,
guys, for sure. We're definitely
so fans, do follow the Asian tournaments page, Instagram, Facebook page. Do you guys have TikTok?
We do not yet, but we're in the midst of creating it. We all know there's Douyin, there's TikTok. We're figuring out what's the best way to do it. So we will have it very shortly, for sure.
Yeah, but do follow the Asian tournament IG page and Facebook page. All right, friends. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks, Jordan, for having me. Very fun conversation.
Wow, what an insightful conversation. A huge thank you to Jackie for sharing his journey, his vision, and the exciting developments happening in the Asian tournament. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow Jackie and stay updated with all the developments in the Asian tournament. Links are in the description below, so don't miss out. Remember, if you found value in this episode discussion, do share this episode with your friends and all the fellow basketball fans. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Keep playing, keep hustling. And until next time, stay inspired.